Welcome to our V Cert Level 1-2 Technical Award Bite-Size Introduction for the subject area of Creative Design and Production. This webinar will guide you through the structure of the qualification, the exam and the non-exam assessments, and will provide an overview of the quality assurance process. There will also be a summary of the teaching and learning materials and other resources we have available to support your delivery. Lastly, it will provide details of the provider development team if further support is required or if you have any other questions. Firstly, there will be an overview of the qualification. This is the qualification structure of the creative design and production. The guided learning hours are 140 and it includes 120 hours for delivery, 16 hours for the NEA, and 1 hour 30 minutes for the EA. The TQT is 154 hours, and this includes homework you might set and independent learning. The NEA has a 60% weighting and the EA has a 40% weighting. The content assessed in the EA and the NEA will be sampled from across the full breadth of the qualification, and the overall qualification grades are a level 1 pass up to a distinction, and for a level 2, a pass up to a distinction star. This slide shows a typical 2-year delivery model. This is only a suggestion and it helps illustrate the new structure so you can visualize how it's going to work for you. It essentially follows a very similar structure to that of a GCSE. In the first year is for delivery, where there is no summative assessment, and the second year is the assessment year. It has to be designed this way to allow the first year of delivery to be focused entirely on teaching the content of the qualification. This really allows you to focus on ensuring the learners are building up knowledge and skills and gives you as much time as possible to teach the qualification content so that your learners are ready for their assessments. All technical awards now have a terminal assessment rule as stipulated by Ofqual and the DFE. This means that the external examinations must be taken at the end of the qualification, after the non-exam assessment, i.e. the Hypnotic project has been completed. We will be releasing the NEA briefs on the 1st of September each year. It can also be administered from September 2 if all the content has been taught. We think that all the content could have comfortably been delivered by December, ready to start the NEA in January, but some schools may get through everything sooner. The final marks will need to be submitted to the portal by the 30th of April each year, in which then the learner evidence will be moderated. It can be delivered over 3 years, as some centres might want to start the delivery in year 9, although we do recommend it a 2-year delivery model so it coincides with the GCSEs. There is one unit that contains 6 content areas for creative design and production. The specification includes the indicative content and the teaching guidance that will help support your delivery. Formative assessment can help you track your learner's progress through the learner journey of studying this qualification. Keeping a record of each formative assessment results will allow you to monitor your learner's ongoing progress, predict a final grade, and identify if any further support or interventions are required. There are various sources of data for performance indicators, such as performance at Key Stage 3, end of topic tests, homework and independent tasks, discussions with learners to assess their depth and breadth of knowledge of the subject content engagement, and the outcomes of practical tasks using the NEA practical assessment criteria, teacher observations and mock assessments. There are also resources that can use performance indicators such as progress checks in the teaching materials, sample assessment materials using the EA mark scheme and the NEA mark ranges and descriptors. It is worth noting that the range of marks in the mark schemes could also be a performance indicator. For example, as a guide, 7 to 12 marks would be a distinction strong level 2, merit. 4 to 6 marks would be a merit strong level 2 pass, and 0 to 3 marks would be in the level 1 range. Another useful way to track your learners' progress and to predict an overall grade is to use the overall grading descriptors in the specification. Our Prepare to Teach as well as other useful bite-sized sessions are available on our V Cert playlist to further support your formative assessment of learners towards successful achievement of this qualification. In our Year 1 Prepare to Teach session, we go through this in a little more detail about formative assessment, and on the screen now you can see a range of methods. Take a few moments to consider which do you use? Do you use a wide range of activities? Do your learners get assessment fatigue? Thinking more broadly, could you develop your practice to make things easier for you or better for your learners? I know I have my favourite methods as a teacher, but I need to be mindful that all the learners are different and respond differently, so making things fun, diversifying the approaches, and reviewing the impact and success of my approach is really important.
There will now be more detail about the non-exam assessment, including the sample assessment material that is also available. The NEA is a practical project that your learners undertake under controlled and supervised conditions. It has a set number of tasks that are to be completed in 16 hours plus 2 hours for preparation and research time. The NEA is externally set by NCFE, and there will only be one attempt at the NEA per session, so there are no resubmission opportunities. For creative design and production, the NEA is 60% of the technical award and has a total of 120 marks. A different NEA brief will be released every September, and it will target assessment objectives AO1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This slide shows a summary of the NEA tasks for creative design and production, including the marks to be awarded for each section. The key point to note here is that when you are considering the learner journey and sequencing the curriculum, the content areas need to be continually linked to the NEA and the tasks. It is also worth noting and considering how your learner journey also links to the external assessment too. In relation to preparing for the NEA will be electronically available on the 1st of September and should be completed in the year of certification. There is a subject-specific tutor guidance document that has been produced in order to support the delivery of the NEA and includes the regulations. All teaching must be complete prior to accessing the assessment, and the learner must be booked onto the NEA associated with the year of completion. Prior to commencing the formal set hours for the NEA time, learners should be allocated 2 hours of preparation and research time, and during this time, learners may have access to the project brief and associated documentation, but may not access the NEA tasks. This 2-hour time period is entirely open book, where learners can access their teaching and learning materials, textbooks, the internet, and other published materials. From this, they should then develop a research support pack, which can then be used as their source of information when completing the NEA. The research pack should be no more than 4 sides of A4 in font size 12, and this can be handwritten or electronic. Some tasks within the NEA permit the use of internet access to support the completion of the task. There is a useful table in section 8 of the tutor guidance document that will show you if the use of the internet is permitted and if the internet browsing history is required. Learners can rework their evidence at any point during the supervised sessions, but supervisors must not give any feedback to a learner on how a task or area can be improved. Learners' work must not be assessed, marked, or internally quality assured during the supervised sessions. Centres must use the descriptors and marking guidance provided by NCFE to assess the learner's work. Learner evidence is internally quality assured, and the final marks are submitted to the portal for moderation by the 30th of April each year. And learners will have one opportunity to sit the NEA each academic session. Centres will be provided with training opportunities for how to administer and assess the NEA. They will provide valuable information to help you understand our mark schemes, supporting you to run your own standardisation sessions prior to the assessment window opening. These events are a great opportunity to expand your knowledge and understanding of the V Cert Technical Awards and are suitable for both assessors and IQAs delivering on these qualifications. Attendance to these sessions will also be checked as part of your annual monitoring review, or AMR. The V Cert administration training can be found on our website on the Preparing for Moderation page, and it consists of a series of videos supporting you through the administrative requirements associated with moderation, including accessing and uploading assessment materials and submitting marks. The Prepare to Assess training will help develop your understanding of the grading criteria when assessing your learners' responses to the internally assessed units, and it will provide valuable information to help you understand our mark schemes. From September 2024, there will be internal standardisation training that will be available, and this continuous professional development package is designed to bring your teams together to align assessment decisions and expectations for the externally moderated components of the V Cert qualification. There are sample assessment materials available for the NEA, and these are for you to use as practice projects, and you can fit these in whenever it works best for you, whether that's the summer of year 10 or January of year 11, whenever you feel that it will be the most beneficial for your learners. Sample assessment materials, including mark schemes, are available for you to access on the NCFE website on the V Cert page. NEA example responses are available also to download in the assessment materials section of the qualification page on our website. They will not be differentiated by level, as these are not determined until marks are combined for the EA and the NEA and the overall marks are added together. The example on this slide is a Band 2 NEA response example. And this is a top Band 4 NEA response example. And again, you can access these NEA response examples in the assessment materials section of each subject-specific qualification page.
There will now be more detail about the exam assessment, including the sample assessment materials that are also available. To summarise, the examined assessment, or the EA, is 40% of the technical award for the creative design and production. It has a written examination that is externally set by NCFE. Learners have 1 hour 30 minutes to complete it, and it is graded out of 80 marks. There is a mixture of multiple choice, short answer and extended response questions, and it targets the assessment objectives AO1, AO2 and AO3. The examination date is May-June every year, and there is only one attempt at the exam, and the booking for the EA is upon registration. Please refer to the external assessment timetable on our website for the confirmation of exact EA dates, which will be published a year in advance of the actual EA. Surpass is our online assessment system that allows centres to deliver external assessments securely on screen. The technical requirements that must be met to run the online assessment systems are outlined in our technical specification document. You need to complete the registration form, and a member of the relevant team will contact you. Once you're approved, there are various support guides aimed to supporting members of staff involved with the different stages of the assessment process. For more information and support, visit our website and our YouTube channel. There are 3 main types of questions on the external assessment, and where possible, they have been set within context of the subject with real-world case studies. The first type of question is multiple choice and usually worth 1 mark. Multiple choice questions cover assessment objective 1. The second type of question is short answer, and they are usually around 2 to 4 marks. The third type of question is extended response questions, and these are usually worth 6 marks or more. To support effective teaching and learning, the table in the tutor guidance document provides centres with the command word taxonomy used for the EA. It illustrates the range of command words, associated assessment objectives, and their intended use. It is intended to support centres when creating assessment tools. Please note that these cover the full range of the Level 1-2 Technical Award qualifications, and some may be more appropriate for certain subject areas. You'll find this document in the Support Materials section of the qualification page on our website. There are also sample assessment materials available for the EA, and again, these are for you to use as mocks, and you can fit these in whenever works best for you. Sample assessment materials, including mark schemes, will be available for you to access on the NCFE website on the V Cert page.
Over the next few slides, we will provide a brief overview of the quality assurance process and then provide some information in relation to moderation. The assessor will assess and mark all learner evidence for the NEA in line with the mark schemes that are provided by NCFE. The assessor will also complete the learner feedback form, which is available in your assessment pack, and this will be released with the NEA brief on the 1st of September. As the NEA is moderated, the centre's IQA efforts need to be focused on upfront standardisation. Centres need to apply their own IQA policy or process based on the outcome of standardisation activities that they complete to satisfy their own internal quality assurance. Standardisation will ensure assessors' judgments are in line with the qualification, specification and grading criteria. In line with JCQ guidance, centres should inform learners of their centre-assessed marks before marks are submitted to NCFE to allow for any internal centre appeals. Centres should make it clear to learners that any centre-assessed marks are subject to change through the moderation process. Once the centre has submitted marks to the portal, learners will then be selected for sampling and their evidence will be reviewed by a moderator. Moderation will take place remotely and feedback will be provided on results day in a final moderation report accessed on the portal. For more information and support, please do refer to the Bitesize webinars on our YouTube channel. All centres with active registrations will have an annual monitoring review to review your policies and procedures. Your quality reviewer will contact you to suggest a date and time to conduct the annual monitoring review. No learner portfolios will be sampled during this review, and the quality reviewer will not provide any subject-specific guidance. For further support, do visit our annual monitoring review page on our website and view the user guide to the annual monitoring report. If you do have any queries or require further information about quality assurance, please do contact our external quality assurance team. Centres will submit learner evidence via the NCFE portal, and to reduce the time taken to upload multiple files, it's advised that files created are of a manageable size whilst maintaining quality and reliability. The maximum individual file size accepted by NCFE is 2 gig, and the maximum number of files that can be uploaded simultaneously is 10. Furthermore, to assist with keeping the file size to the required level, we recommend that the recording quality is amended away from what may at times be a default higher definition quality. If you do require more information and support, you can refer to the portal user guide, our website, our YouTube channel, or our customer support team. You will be asked to submit marks for each learner on the portal, and we will use these marks to select learners to be sampled based on the JCQ sampling strategy. A sample will be requested based on stage 3, and you will be able to view learners selected for sampling on the portal. Learners selected for sampling will be visible on the portal the day after the window closes. Centres will then be required to view the sampling plan on the portal and upload learner evidence for sampled learners within 48 hours. Guidance on how to do this can be found again in the portal user guide. During moderation, the moderator will assess the sample. Following the moderation process and the outcome of our quality checks, one of the following 3 outcomes will be applied to your cohort. The provider mark will confirm if the centre mark has been accepted. A regress mark will confirm if that the regress mark has been accepted, and this is in line with JCQ's tolerance of 6%. and the moderator mark confirms that the NCFE moderator mark has been accepted. You will receive a moderation report to explain the outcome of the moderation activity, along with areas that you've performed well and any areas for development. And for more information and guidance, please do refer to the Preparing for a Moderation review on our website. The next slide will give you details of the resources and support that are available to you and your centres. Firstly, if you visit ncfe.org.uk, you'll find everything that you need to know about onboarding, quality assurance using the portal, moderation and assessment, certificates, training events, forms, support visits, and much more. You'll also find a dedicated area to support the delivery of our essential digital skills, functional skills, T levels, as well as V Certs, including curriculum support and assessment resources. If you're involved in teaching, assessment and quality assurance, then the following pages will be the most useful. The first one being the V Cert page, but also includes delivery support, assessment support, customer and learner support, and preparing for quality assurance. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about each one over the next few slides. On our NCFE website, within the V Cert page, you'll find the information about why to choose V Certs and the 14 to 16 schools brochure that contains information about Key Stage 4 vocational education and how to learn more about our V Cert qualifications. They could also be used as on option evenings to help learners make informed decisions about which qualifications to take, what the progression opportunities are, and the career prospects. You'll also find the link to each subject-specific page and contains the information such as the specification, sample assessment materials, and teaching materials. We also have our Parent Supporter and Pupil V Cert Information Hub, where the resources are aimed at helping parents and learners make informed decisions around V Certs, including a parent guide, what learners think about V Certs, and subject guides. On both pages, you can also use the Get in Touch function, where you can request more information on subjects that you're interested in. There is also the opportunity to tick the Marketing Communications box to receive updates on our qualifications, events, and news that are relevant to you, whether that's via email, on the phone, or through our social channels. You can use our Search Our Qualification function by adding your subject area or qualification code, or you can select V Certs in our Features box. Always ensure that you're on the correct page by checking the qualification accreditation number. This is the page for creative design and production. And if you scroll down, you will see some brief information about the qualification, including the career opportunities and performance table details. You can also use the Find a Centre function to explore outside of the classroom learning opportunities, as well as network with other teachers. And if you scroll further down, you will see the Support Materials tab, where you'll find the qualification specification and the tutor guidance document. In the Assessment Materials tab, you'll find the sample assessment materials that are available for the NEA and the EA. And lastly, the teaching materials are also available to download from here too. And if you don't have a login, it is usually your exams officer that can help. And you can also refer to the portal user guide on our website for further support. There are classroom packs containing ready-to-go teaching and learning materials with everything that you need to deliver our V Certs effectively. The classroom packs are in a digital and editable format and are free to download. There are schemes of work which completely outline entire units of work based on 1-hour lessons for each content area. You will have complete PowerPoint presentations covering the teaching content from the specification and includes teaching activities that you could use with your learners. There will be comprehensive workbooks to complement the scheme of work, which will contain classroom-based activities and learning roundups to recap and assess learning, as well as independent study tasks that can be used either as homework or flipped learning opportunities, whatever you decide. And as with all these resources, it is best to use them and adjust them to suit your learners. Using actual assessment material, as we know, is a good way to make revision effective. And as we've already mentioned, there are also sample assessment materials that we have available for the EA and the NEA for you to access on our website. Also on our website, you'll find everything that you need to know to support you with assessment. In the access arrangements and reasonable adjustments section, you'll find information about paper modifications and ways that fair assessment can be achieved and the associated policies. In special considerations, you'll find the policy, the definition, timescales, and how to submit a request for external and internal assessment. Before booking an external assessment, please refer to our external assessment timetable for booking cut-off dates, the assessment dates and times, and results release dates. For the external assessment, there is a document called the Regulation for the Conduct of External Assessment. And for the internal non-exam assessment, there is a tutor guidance document which includes details about administering each NEA task and the regulations for the NEA. And lastly, there's also a qualification specific instructions for delivery document, or QSID, and this gives specific information for the different qualifications. So for example, if the assessment needs to be invigilated or supervised.
There is a V Cert FAQ section on our website where you can use the categories to find the relevant answer to your questions. If you have a question that isn't covered, you can always use our live chat feature or contact our customer support team using the contact details on this slide. On the V Cert delivery support page, you will see we offer a wide range of delivery support events for V Certs, such as preparing to teach and standardization events. There is also a V Cert playlist on our YouTube channel, and there is numerous webinars, CPD sessions and training events which can access on demand. Other support that is available includes our external quality assurance team who can be contacted in relation to anything about quality assurance, and our wonderful customer support team who can help and support with first line inquiries, registration queries and bookings on the portal. The provider development team supports staff to ensure you're prepared to teach the qualification and are clear on the requirements for the delivery and the assessment of the qualification. We can provide tailored interventions to meet individual needs at the centre, as well as offer a range of other services such as monthly webinars, training sessions and workshops, as well as consultations if required. If you have any other questions or require further support, you can contact us directly at provider.development@ncfe.org.uk. And your question or query will be directed to a subject specialist within the team, or you can request a support call via our website. That is the end of this webinar, and we hope you found it useful. If you'd like to help us make any further improvements and/or changes to the service and support we provide, please let us know at provider.development@ncfe.org.uk. Thanks for listening, and on behalf of everyone here at NCFE, we wish you a continued successful year.